Last season, the Texans were the first team in NFL history to have a starting rookie quarterback and rookie head coach to win their division. And their reward? Play the #1 defense for their first playoff game in the Cleveland Browns.
Getting into those manageable third downs and play great situational football. Just gets rid of it, hit as he throws. He's got it! Nico Collins, 1st and goal.
To go. Gave up 13 pressures.
We got Fant in at left tackle as this one goes to Brevin Jordan, the tight end. Makes a man miss and then shows off the speed. Jordan, pedal to the metal. He's gone. Touchdown, Texans, 76 yards. Play action for Stroud. Good protection. Loads it up. Fires downfield. Excellent touch. Perfectly.
Oh, so they won their division, put up 356 yards on the #1 defense, and then did this? Certainly, we've never seen something like this before. Or have we? With the Texans adding an elite wide receiver in Stefon Diggs, that had me questioning, when was the last time a team that was so successful the previous season added a player like Diggs? Well, since 2000, a team to win a playoff game the season prior and then add an 1,100-yard wide receiver has only happened once. In 2016, the Patriots beat the Falcons in the Super Bowl, and in the offseason, they traded for a 23-year-old wide receiver in Brandin Cooks, coming off an 1,100-yard season along with 8 touchdowns. But Brandin Cooks is no Stefon Diggs. Since 2020, here are Diggs' ranks compared to every wide receiver in the NFL. 1st in receptions, 4th in yards, 4th in touchdowns, and 6th in yards per game. And one common thing I've seen surrounding this move is that Stefon Diggs isn't elite anymore and is not the same wide receiver he was before. And I can understand that argument partially. Is Diggs still 27 and leading the NFL in receptions and yards? No. But is Stefon Diggs still a top 10 wide receiver? Without question. You see the numbers from last season, and it's obviously not what we're used to seeing from Stefon. Since joining the Bills, all career lows in every yard metric. But there's a reason for everything. After the Bills lost to the Broncos in Week 10, they would fire their offensive coordinator in Ken Dorsey. And here's what Diggs did in that time. Top 10 in all major wide receiver statistics and was on pace for his best season of his career. And then under new regime and offensive coordinator Joe Brady, the Bills completely changed their game plan, focusing on a more ground game. Josh Allen and James Cook carries per game went up significantly, and so did their total rushing yards per game. And you can assume what happened to Diggs' numbers during that time. From having a career year to averaging 45 yards per game and scoring 1 single touchdown over the last 7 games. So at 30 years old, Diggs isn't the same wide receiver he was years ago, obviously. But that's not what he needs to be in Houston. Diggs could put up the exact same numbers from last season, and this offense would still be one of the most successful offenses we have ever seen. This talent tree in Houston is so ridiculously good, it's stupid. Here's what the numbers look like from last season from their weapons. A 1,200, 1,100, and 700-yard wide receiver trio, along with a 1K rusher and a 600-yard tight end. And that's a whole lot of yards. So much that we have literally only seen this type of production on the same football field one time in NFL history. In 2013, the Broncos added an aging but still amazing route running wide receiver to their already young wide receiver core. And here's what that offense would go on to produce the following season. A literal unguardable offensive unit with a sheriff at the helm, breaking every offensive statistic you could think of. Passing yards, touchdowns, total yards, most players with 10+ touchdowns. When you give one of the best quarterbacks in the world an offensive group like this, it can get dangerous. But there's one huge difference between these two teams, and it's these two players right here. This Broncos squad only had 1 year of real success, mainly due to Peyton. Here are the ages of every player from that Bronco offense, and here is every age from this current Texans offense. This team isn't set up to take over the league for 1 year. It's built for the future, with 3 of these players still on their rookie deal. So even though these offenses are the only 2 in NFL history to have this type of production, their situations in age are extremely different. But you know what this team does resemble? A year 2 quarterback with the best wide receiver trio in the NFL, along with Joe Mixon in the backfield? That's right, the 2021 Bengals. Not only do these teams have similar quarterback play, but this was also the last time a team had 2 1,000-yard wide receivers and a 700-yard wide receiver on the same team. And after mentioning this team, you can see the trend that's forming. The last 3 comparable teams to the Texans were the Broncos in 2013, Patriots in 2017, and the Bengals in 2021. And they all had one thing in common: every single one of those teams made the Super Bowl. So when you have an offense like this with one of the best quarterbacks in the game, good things tend to happen. But ultimately, this team's success does fall on the shoulders of CJ Stroud. Here's what Stroud did in his rookie season while also missing 2 games. He led the NFL in passing yards per game, broke the rookie record for passing yards and touchdowns in a game, and also did this in his first ever playoff game. And statistically, we have literally never seen this from a rookie. Here's a list of every starting rookie quarterback to win a playoff game: Brock Purdy, Russell Wilson, TJ Yates, Mark Sanchez, Joe Flacco, Ben Roethlisberger, Sean King, Dieter Brock, Pat Hayden, and CJ Stroud. And of these 9 quarterbacks, let's throw out some stats to separate the best ones. Out of these quarterbacks, which ones threw for 4,000 passing yards? Only Stroud. How about threw for 20 plus touchdowns? Stroud and Wilson. And what about had an 100 plus passer rating? Stroud, Wilson, and Purdy. And our final stat, which of these quarterbacks threw for more than 270 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions in their rookie playoff debut? Stroud and Purdy. So Russell Wilson and Brock Purdy were the only quarterbacks to have similar results to Stroud in their rookie year. And do you want to guess where both of those quarterbacks ended up in their second year? The Super Bowl. So the last 3 teams to match the Texans' firepower offense made the Super Bowl, and the last 2 rookie quarterbacks to have the success that Stroud did made the Super Bowl the following year as well. Now, am I implying that you should bet the house on the Texans to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl and draft CJ Stroud as quarterback 1 in your fantasy drafts? Well, no, but I sure as hell like your odds. Hope everyone watching this video learned something and also enjoyed. I'm out. Peace.